Welcome to the series of Oracle Fusion middleware video lessons. In this video, I'm going to cover the installation process of WebCenter portal product. If you see the series of steps here, first one you need to install infrastructure, that is WebLogic infrastructure, followed by WebCenter product installation. Then you have to run RCU. This is called a repository creation utility, which will create the schemas required to run your WebCenter portal product. Then we'll create the WebLogic domain. Then we'll go with the starting of all WebLogic servers, that is admin server and WebCenter portal managed servers. Then we'll verify the URLs. Let me go to the prerequisite check. So at least minimum you should have 8 GB of RAM to install this WebCenter portal product, and you should have Java 1.8, and we have to set the Java path which is pointing to 1.8, and then you should have database up and running, and with this database is required to create the schemas, and this is what we'll run the RCU to create the required schemas. Then download the below binaries. One is Fusion middleware 12.2.1 infrastructure, then WebCenter portal binaries. So without wasting time, let me start the installation process. So here I have downloaded required binaries, that is infrastructure and as well as WC portal. So the highlighted ones are required now to start the WebCenter portal installation. So let me start with infrastructure. So I'm copying this location and opening the command prompt in administrator mode. So once you are inside this Fusion middleware 12.2.1 infrastructure folder, just try to run this jar file with java--jar. Since it's a Windows machine, just give the file name and then say enter. So if you have the Java home available, it will not show any errors. If you not set the Java home pointing to 1.8, then you see some Java or JRE issues. If Java home is set properly, then it will take you to the installation screen. I think just wait for 2 minutes, it will launch the screen. See, this is what sometimes you also might get. Since I have not opened the command prompt as an administrator, so I got this error. So that means we have to redo the same. I'm just clicking on press any key to exit. I'll close this window. I'll open the command prompt again. Run as administrator. This is what I missed last time. So I'm running the now the same thing I'm repeating, java -jar fmw, and then click on enter. See, now it will not show the error because you ran the command prompt in admin mode. Or if at all you see any fail here, instead of passed, you might see it fail. So that means there are some prerequisites are not completed. So here, just click on next, and I'm just clicking on skip out updates. I don't want to get updates from Oracle automatically after the installation. So just say click next, and here it will ask to give the location of the installation or for the installation. So I wanted to install inside, this is the new folder structure, so middleware WCP. I already had the product called ADF, so I'm going to differentiate between the products. I just want to name it as middleware underscore WCP. WCP means Web Center Portal. So let's say next, just default options, click on next, then click next, then uncheck this. I don't want to give any my mail ID to get Oracle support, so just say click as then say install. So it will now install the infrastructure in the specified location that is called middleware underscore WCP. If you want to see what folders it is going to create, just go here inside this. So it has created the folder called middleware WCP, and if you continuously refresh, it will go, it is actually creating the folders. See, I'm just refreshing the page. So this is what it is doing, the installation. I think it will take around 5 minutes, the Fusion middleware infrastructure installation. So this is the prerequisites to install your Web Center Portal product. So here everything is in sequence. So you have to install infrastructure. Without infrastructure middleware location, you cannot install Web Center Portal, and without having Web Center Portal installation, you may not be able to create the domain. Without creation of the domain, you may not be able to start your admin or manage servers. So in Web Center, we have 3 products: Web Center Portal, Web Center Content, and Web Center Sites. So here we are installing Web Center Portal. Maybe in another videos, I will show how to install Web Center Content as well as Web Center Sites. You can actually download these required binaries from Oracle site, these two, infrastructure and then WC portal. Even the installation between Windows and Linux, it would be same. Only thing, instead of running it on Windows box, you'll be running it on Linux. Only the difference would be the way you are executing the start commands, or say it's only the way you are starting in command prompt, you will be doing it to the Unix prompt with using different commands. Even then I'm having 16 GB of RAM, still it is slow. So that's the reason I said at least you should have 8 GB of RAM to do the installation within time. And to run the products also you should have enough RAM. Just wait for maybe 2 more minutes. It is about to complete. So after this we're going to install a WebCenter portal product. So WebCenter portal product, it requires the middleware should be available. So where it is going to create the middleware, the location which you specified. I have specified the location called C Oracle. So it has created the folder called middleware WCP, and it has created the required folders. And going back here, it is still taking time. It's 97% is completed. Within a minute it is going to complete. It's taking more and more time. I just clicked on view log. I don't mind. I just want to see if at all there are any errors while executing this. So I don't see any errors. I'll just say close. So it is completed 100%. Then I'll click on next. So it has created Oracle Home inside this location, middleware WCP. Let's say finish. Since we are done with the Fusion middleware infrastructure, we have to go for WebCenter portal installation. So the command prompt is already available. Let me go back to the one folder back. Then it's a WebCenter portal disk. Go inside. Then the same command again, java jar, and then the file name. Just click on next. Sorry, just say enter. So now we are installing WebCenter portal product. So these are all default screens. Click next and skip auto updates. This is by default, and this is the place where you have to provide the Oracle home location. So that means that is middleware location. So this is what we created before. So that is middleware underscore WCP. Click on next. So I just want to install only WebCenter portal product. So say next. Again say next. So So say install here now, or if at all you wanted to save this information, you can very well save this by clicking on save response file. Since I don't want it, click on install. Maybe wait for around 10 minutes. I think it is going to complete. So it has completed very fast this time. Click on next. You can very well say finish as well. I just want to show all the screens, so that's the reason I'm not clicking on finish. Now just say click on finish. So if you see the folder structure at this point of time, you might have observed it has created a WC portal folder here. So now what we have to do, we are done with the two steps, WCP installation and infrastructure. Now we have to run the RCU. So where is this RCU available? It is available here. Go inside Oracle Common. This is your middleware location. Go inside Oracle Common and say bin here. Here you can see a file called rcu.bat. So once again I'm saying this is inside your middleware location, Oracle Common bin. Right click on rcu.bat, then say run as administrator. Click on yes. It will launch the repository creation utility screen here. This is the screen. Just say click next. I just want to create the repository and take the default options. Click on next. Here you have to provide your database details, that is your local host or whatever the IP or host name of your database. Since I've installed the database on my own machine, so I'm going to provide my local host details. So these details would be different on your machine, so you make sure you have to give the sys credentials here, and you have to give the sys only. So just click on next, then click OK here. Then here you have to give the prefix for your WebCenter portal schemas. So I just want to name it as WCP dev 01 as a prefix for all of WebCenter portal schema. So here you have to select the WebCenter portal product. It will select the dependent schemas. So this is what the prefix I mean, WCP dev 01. So it is going to create WebCenter schema, portlet schema, activity schema, discussion schema, and other required schemas. So to make it more meaningful, I have given WCP dev 01, since dev is this is going to be development server instance. Just say next here. Click on OK. Then provide the password. This is the schema's password. Since it is going to create the schema, so you're giving the password for the schemas. So you can give welcome123. You have to remember this because we have to give the same password during the domain creation. So this is for our analytics. Since I'm not interested to install analytics, so I'm making it as N only. So analytics and another managed server in WebCenter portal. So I don't want to install analytics now, so I'm just keeping it as N only. Just say next here, And so these are the schemas it's going to create under this table spaces. If at all you wanted to change this table space, you can very well change by clicking on manage table spaces. Since I'm okay with the default table spaces, so I'm going to say next here. So you just say OK, then say click on create. It will take around 5 minutes. If you want, you can scroll the video up, to the next 5 minutes. Yep, so it is completed. Just say click on close. So we are done with RCU. Now we have to create the domain. So to create the domain, go inside your middleware. Go inside Oracle common and then go again common and then bin. So this is what your location. See Oracle middleware WCP, Oracle common bin. Inside you have a file called config.cmd. Just click on this and run as an administrator and then click say yes. So here I wanted to rename the default domain name. So now it is going to create the domain inside the middleware location with the folder structure user projects domains followed by domain name. So I wanted to give the name as WCP domain. That is fine. Say next. Here you can select the products inside WebCenter portal based on your choice. So some organizations where you just only require WebCenter portal, where you don't require the portlets, the pagelets, discussion server, analytics, and maybe other things. So since it's a demo, I'm going to explain all the products. So just select all the things almost. Since I don't want user messaging service, there is nothing to do with the WebCenter portal, so that's the reason I have not selected this. So other things are not required in this context. So this will create basically 3 managed servers. One is WebCenter portal managed server, other one is your portlet managed server, other one is discussion analytics, that is called our WC collaboration, I believe. Just say next. Then say next, and this is what your admin console, WebLogic admin console password. So I'm giving it as WebLogic 1. You can use, or you can give any password which you like. It's a WebLogic 1. I'm doing this for development environment, so I've selected development here. If you're doing it for production, you simply have to select the production. Click on next, and here give your database details. This is what your database details. This is the place where it will go and talk to the schemas, whatever you created using the repository creation utility. Since this is in my local server, database in local server, I've selected this. So if you remember, we have created the prefix as WCP dev 01, I believe. So the password as welcome123. Just click on get RCU. Don't change this as TB, just change the prefix only. Just say RCU. Yep. So once it says successfully done, so what it has done, it go and communicated to database server. So there is a schema called WCP dev 01 STP is available. So that's the reason it is allowing you to continue. Just say next. Just say next simply. Then it is going to check your all the schemas are available or not, and what are the details you've given which are proper or not. So it has checked all the database connections. If you see green symbol here, so that means it is available. If you say cross symbol with a red color, so you have to double check about your database connection details. So this next, and here I would like to create administration server, node manager, as well as manage servers. So say next here, and I want to go with the default admin server and the default port, and listener address is default. You can very well change the port number, and you can very well change the server name, admin server name also. If we are not aware of the concepts, admin server, manage server, and these things, I prefer you just read about the WebLogic basic concepts. Then click on next here, and you have to create the node manager details. So this is what the username for the node manager. Again, if you don't know about node manager, just read about the WebLogic basic concepts. It won't take much time. So I provided details and manager one as a username for node manager, and welcome 123 for the node manager. Just say next. So here under manage servers, it is going to create 3 manage servers. One is WC collaboration. This is for your discussion forums and announcements for other Web 2.0 services. And the second one is for the portlet. This is for your JSR 160 or 268 portlets deployment. Third one is the WC portal. This is actually called your portal builder. It was as a WebCenter portal spaces before. Now they have renamed it as a portal builder. So this is the default ports. If you want, you can change the ports. If not, just click on next. If you're not willing to change the port, just click on next. So this is the clusters creation. If you want to create the cluster, you can very well create here. Since I'm going to do the installation on standalone, I'm not interested to create the cluster here. This is standalone, and the managed servers are going to be one set. I don't have 2 machines where I don't want it to run it on 2 servers. So I have 1 set of managed servers, and I'm not going to have the cluster environment. Just say next. Simply say next here, and this is a required step for the node manager. Node manager is associated to the machine name. Say I'll just create WCP machine 1. You can use anything, any name here. So you can use any port number here. This is your node manager port. So, and the host name. I'm okay with the default port number here and the name. So I'm just clicking on next. This is the step you're going to associate your manage servers under machine. So I'll be adding a accept admin server. I wanted to under this machine. So if you are aware of the machine node manager concept, you can understand this concept, what I'm telling here. Just click on create invalid, saying something. So just go ahead and click on next. The reason I went in, it was showing something here. Just say create, let's see. So what it is going to do, it is going to create the domain with the managed service for WebCenter portal product. So it will create one admin server and 3 WebCenter portal managed servers. So with this, we are done with the domain creation. So once this is completed, we simply need to start the servers and the node manager, then just verify the URLs. Perfect, there are no errors here. Fine, just say next. And this is what your admin server URL, and this is the place of your domain. So you can start the admin server even after without selecting start admin server, and if you say finish also, you can start the admin server from middleware location. Since there's an option, I just want to start the admin server from here. So it is going to start the admin server. It is going to launch the another command prompt here, and which will start the admin server, WebLogic admin server. So this is what I was talking about. Now it is going to start your admin server. So along with admin server, you require to start the node manager also. So node manager is required to be up and running to start your managed servers. So let me go and start the node manager. So node manager is located inside your domain. Go to your middleware location and go to user projects, say domain, WCP domain, and then say go to bin, and you can see one file called start node manager cmd. So you can right click on this and say run as administrator, say yes here. Let's see what is the status of your admin server. I think it is running now. So now if you see on top, start weblogic.cmd. So this is the file you have to execute if at all you have not selected start admin server in the last step of domain creation. So you have started another command prompt which is for a node manager. So that means your node manager is up and running now. So don't exit this, just keep the window open. So now the node manager is up and running on this port 1256. So once this shows as a running state, then you can start the admin, you can open the admin console, and then you can start the manage servers. You are able to start the manage servers now because node is up and running. So let's wait for the admin console so that you can start the manage servers. Let me open the window by this time, since I know the address of the your admin console. I'm just making it say enter here, since it is, I can see running. That's the reason you see this deploying application for console. So just wait for a minute. It will take you to the admin console. Yep, here is the admin console, WebLogic admin console. These are the default username WebLogic, and I've set it as WebLogic 1 during the domain creation. Say login here. If you, this is admin console, and go to servers, you see admin server which is running, and the managed servers are still not started, so that's the reason they are showing as shutdown. Now to start the managed servers, you need to have node manager up and running. Since the node manager is also running here, yeah, this is the node manager thing, it is running. So let's go and see the status of the node manager here. Go to environment and missions and say this is what the mission create and which is associated to node manager. I'll just see monitoring, so it is reachable. That means you are able to start the managed servers. Just go to control tab and click on maybe 3 servers. I'll start 3 servers at a time because I have enough RAM here, 16 GB. If you're having 8 GB and if you want to test all 3 at once, it would be difficult. So you can start 1 server at a time. I'm going to start all the 3 managed servers since I'm having enough RAM. Just click on this and so that it will show you whether it is continuously. It will refresh the page. You don't require to refresh the browser page here. If you click on this, it will refresh and it will show you the status over here. I think it will take around maybe 10 minutes or more than that to start all the managed servers. If you want, you can forward the video to after 10 minutes. So once this 3 managed servers are up and running, we are good to start the 3 URLs. I'll tell you that. Maybe more than that, I believe. I hope you are able to see.